So before you get started, you'll want to do two quick things. One is push your seat all the way back, and then you'll also want to disconnect the battery because you don't want, especially the airbag, going off in your face while we're doing this removal process. So there's two little clips on either side of the steering wheel here, and you'll need a special tool or bit in order to remove these. So this is a T30 Torx tamper-proof bit, and it has a little hole in the center of it, and there's a little pin on the inside of that little nut there. So, and that's what it looks like, removed from both sides. You can see that pin there. Those two pins on either side, basically what they do is they hold the airbag and horn into place. So without that, you can actually just remove it by hand. Here, make sure that you're pointing that away from your face. I'm actually outside the vehicle, so if there was any residual electricity, I didn't have it smack me in the face there. So at the bottom of the orange and yellow clip, you can actually put a flathead screwdriver in there and just actually pry those out. There's some spots there, the black clips on there. Also, to the left of that bolt that you see in the middle of the steering wheel is where the horn clip is. And I'll show you that here again. But that's where those two clips plug in there. And there are those black clips on the side. You can pull those up and maybe it would make it a little easier, but I didn't need to. I just took that flathead. Up there to the left, again, is where the horn plugs into the steering wheel, there that I'm touching. So what we're going to do is we're going to loosen that nut that's on the interior there. That's a 19mm bolt. And what you want to do is lock the steering wheel and then loosen that bolt, or that nut rather, until it's almost all the way off. You don't want to take it all the way off because as we're trying to remove this steering wheel and pull on it, you could have that thing smack you in the face, which maybe is slightly less than having an airbag go off in your face, but so you can see it has a couple of threads that are left, and I'm just going to pull it with my hand, one hand here, and I was able to get it to break free. And you can see I was doing this all around the steering wheel, and eventually it will pop off, and there you can see it's loose. So now all we have to do, that's hand loosen that nut, and you'll be able to pull the entire steering wheel towards you. There we go. So it's now just a matter of pulling those little clips through. So this is with the steering wheel off. You can see the connector on the left there. That's where the horn attaches into. And I purchased a NRG short hub adapter. I got this off of eBay. It was a little less than $100 US, and it came with the clip for the horn just to plug in there. Super simple. It also came with two other clips that plugged in the ends of the airbag sensors. This hub has a 141 marked on it there, and there's a little mark on your steering wheel. There you'll want to marry those up. So where that little indentation is marked, you'll also want to marry up the 141 so it's facing in the right direction when we actually unlock our wheel. So like I said, these two clips for the airbag, this kit came supplied with 2-amp fuses connected to two little short connectors which just plug right into the back of those. Some kits have them and some kits don't. So if you don't, you can go out and buy a 2 amp fuse, solder it on to 2 pieces of wire, put 2 clips in there and stick it right into the ends. You can see how thin those connectors are. In fact, they're super simple to connect. I'm just going to connect those up by hand here so you can see where they go. And they just slide into the end just like that. Super simple. So now what we need to do is feed all that through that hub there and tighten that bolt back down on there. So this horn actually has a little metal clip on the outside of it, and it only needs 1 connection because the metal, when it's attached to that adapter there, actually creates a circuit. So you don't need an extra piece, which I actually spent time fashioning. But next step is then putting the rest of the steering wheel on top of that horn, tucking those wires back in there, and then putting the screws for that in just hand tight. So you can see that the top of the steering wheel, where that point is right up towards the top where it actually says energy and where that 141 is. So again, your steering wheel matches up. You want to tighten this up then just like you would tighten a snare drum up. So you'll want to do it across from each other. So 12 and 6 and across. So I've tightened all these up now, and now it's time for the moment of truth. And the car is on, and I've unlocked the steering wheel and started it, and the horn works. So hope you enjoyed watching the video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them down in the comments. Thanks.